Cuba, it's me. Welcome to episode 333 of The W.I.L.L.I.W Show, which stands for Wrestling is Life, Life is Wrestling. Now, I decided to take a little poll, a little survey. Hey, yo, it's survey time. And just to find out what my demographic is, what my viewers are saying, what are they doing, what do they think of Willow. So, I came up with 20 Willow related questions just to hear other people's input. It's always good. I may or may not take their advice, but I just love to hear. And I love when people talk about my show. So here's the 20 questions I have that are Willow related. The first question is, please feel free to answer all of them, or even if you just answer one, that'd be fine with me. So the first one is, what is your favorite shirt on the Willow Show wall? I got currently 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 shirts. Which one is your favorite? If you've watched more than one episode of The W.I.L.L.I.W Show, this is number 333. Lots of content there. And I've had a lot of new people been jumping on the bandwagon recently, so please go back and watch some of the old episodes that get forgotten about, lost in the shuffle. But which one is your favorite Willow episode? And if kind of leading into that one, question number 3 is, how many Willow episodes do you think you have watched? I don't think there's that many that have watched them all. I doubt if there's any that have even watched 100. And I get it, man. Like, an episode every day for 365 days, a whole year, from someone who's relatively unknown to a lot of fans and a lot of other wrestlers. So I get it. A lot of people don't even know who I am. A lot of people don't want to hear what I say. But there is a few, and I'm very grateful for. There's probably about 20 people that really support W.I.L.L.I.W Show, and some really supported at the beginning and some that have really supported it recently, but how many do you think you've watched? And number 4, what do you think is the worst Willow episode you've ever seen? There's been some real crappy ones. There's been days where I've been unable to film, and I've had a bunch of episodes I just filmed and put away and saved for a rainy day when something maybe arises with the cameraman, or I was sick. Or even sometimes when I do them that right then and there, there's been some crappy episodes. What do you expect out of 333? You run out of things to talk about. So what is your worst Willow episode? Question number 5. I've done a bunch of interviews on the W.I.L.L.I.W Show, interviewing other wrestlers or managers or personalities involved in wrestling. Is there someone that you would really like me to be interviewed, or really like me to interview? Keep in mind that they have to be willing to come to Kitchener. Question number 6. What is your best or favorite moment on the W.I.L.L.I.W Show? There's been some funny things, there's been some sad things, some family things, some personal things. What is your favorite moment? And then question number 7. Sometimes the videos don't get that many views, but sometimes when I post the links on Facebook, sometimes I get like 100 comments, and there's like some good comment threads going, and I like how there really hasn't been any beef. The only real hater that jumps on people is that Zach Hipstar guy. But other than that, people have kind of like agreed to disagree and been polite about it. So what is your best comment thread? What do you remember out of all the Willow episodes, whether you watched it or not, was the funnest one to read all the comments on? Question number 8. Since I have done quite a few interviews, I think I'm up to like 15. About a week or so ago, I posted a list of all the interviews I'd done, and it's got to be about 15. Which was your favorite interview out of all the ones, out of the people that I have interviewed on the show? Question number 9. I've done about 3 or 4 episodes where I've done contests. Some did not get a very good response. Some got a tremendous response, like my Royal Rumble contest. All 30 numbers were filled, and I was blown away by that because of some of the earlier contests, nobody even entered. So, do you like the contests, and do you think I should continue them on the W.I.L.L.I.W Show? Question number 10. I've done a lot of different things, and it's hard to come up with ideas, but is there something new that you would like to see on the W.I.L.L.I.W Show that I haven't done maybe? Like, I've done some backstage stuff, I've done some interviews, I've done some personal stuff, I've done some WWE stuff, I've done some stuff with wrestling music and just my opinions. Is there something I haven't done that you would like to see? Question number 11. Do you want, if it was up to you, would you like the W.I.L.L.I.W Show episodes to be longer or shorter? That is a very important one. Question number 12. I am kind of really humble, and I don't want to be that guy that's cramming it down everybody's throat. Like, a lot of times when I mention people in videos, I'm not even going to tag their name in it. I did like once or twice, or I will if it's an interview and I've asked them before, it's okay. I usually just post up one link on Facebook. That's it. But, like, should I put it on Twitter? Should I put every episode on the Ontario Indie Wrestling page? Should I post it more than one time in a day? Should I really... Or you think it's good to just be subtle and just put it there? If people like it, good. Don't keep putting it out there. So what do you think about that? Question number 13. I've had a lot of people say they don't want me to stop after episode 365 when I've done the 1 year. What do you think? Do you want me to continue it even if it's not every day, even if it's just once a week, once a month? Or are you happy that, okay, you know, it had a good run, you did what you said you're going to do, be done with it? Question number 14. A lot of times I review like the WWE pay-per-views or anything major that happens with WWE. And then I also focus a lot on Ontario and local and everything like that. What do you prefer? Do you think I should even acknowledge WWE or more local? The reason I did WWE, I thought that it would get me a lot of views, especially if I put it on Twitter and hashtag that kind of stuff. But it doesn't really. Actually, it gets the least amount of views for me. Maybe I should push it more in some of those wrestling groups or something. I don't know. But do you want to hear that kind of stuff, or do you want me to strictly focus on local, which most of my people on Facebook are either in Ontario or BC? Question number 15. Do you think I should go to local wrestling shows and review the indie shows and just give my opinions on them and that kind of stuff? Do you think it would hold more weight coming from a current wrestler than just a fan, which I am a fan of too? Is that something you would like to do? Question number 16, or like me to do, sorry. Question number 16. Why do you think not very many people support W.I.L.L.I.W show? Like I said earlier, I'm very grateful for the people that do. What do you think people think when they see it? Do they think, who's this guy? No one knows him? Or they're just like jealous, like, oh, I didn't think of it, so I don't want to click on it? Or they just don't have time, or it really just doesn't interest them? Why do you think people don't support other people that are trying to do something for themselves? Specifically me and my show. What's your take on that? Question number 17. There's been episodes where I do like my personal experiences wrestling, like my top injuries, my top matches, my worst matches, my biggest regrets, and then a lot of times I just talk like the series that I currently have going where I profile every Ontario promotion. Do you like hearing more about me and my wrestling, or do you like when I talk about everything else general in wrestling? Question number 18. Like I just asked the first question, what's your favorite shirt on the W.I.L.L.I.W shirt wall? Is there a shirt that you really think belongs on the W.I.L.L.I.W shirt wall that I should go out of my way to acquire? And if so, which one is it? Question number 19. I basically only wrestle for two promotions, PWA and SKM Promotions, which runs out of Hagersville. I do the shows for PWA. I'm on all the Kitchener ones. Once in a while, I do the Cambridge or Guelph ones. Is there any promotions, like, and to be clear about this, I've never reached out to anybody. I never try to get booked. I never say, hey, I would like to be on your show, or I never show up and help out and try and put in a good word. But is there any promotions that you feel I would be a good fit in and that I should really push hard to try and be a part of? And maybe not even as a wrestler. I think I'm getting good at this interview thing. I don't have that big of an ego. I could even just be a backstage interviewer. But is there any promotions that you see me being a good fit for? And the last question, question number 20. When you hear W.I.L.L.I.W show or wrestling is life, life is wrestling, what do you think? What immediately comes to mind about your show? How would you sum up the W.I.L.L.I.W show if you were trying to describe it to someone? And like just overall, is good things or bad things? I don't care. I love the feedback. Don't be afraid to bash me. I like it. How can you learn from just the good things? If it's like, well, I like this episode. Okay, good. But you really can learn from the negativity. As long as you're not swearing at me and that kind of stuff, then I really appreciate it. So please comment, even if it's just on one question. If you do more than one, it's greatly appreciated. Still appreciated for one. But I love to hear from you guys. And remember, on the W.I.L.L.I.W show, like or you get a leg drop. Comment or you get a clothesline. Subscribe or you get a suplex. I'm your host, Elian Habanero. I love wrestling. Cuba.